Hello, boys and girls. It's that guy with the face made for radio, SidAlpha, coming to ask and answer the ultimate question we can ask of a video game: is it worth it? Today we'll be looking at Warlords Battlecry 3, a real-time strategy game by Infinite Interactive, with a very confusing release date. The release date on the store page lists May 17th, 2004. But if we go to the Steam new releases, it has it on that list as having released January 22nd, 2016. Now, after some investigation, this game was released in 2004, and so apparently it's a re-release, which will change the style of our format just a little bit. And the reason for that is, since this is a re-release, aside from the nostalgia value, we also have to ask whether they made any improvements to the game or whether they simply copy-pasted the game onto Steam in order to use it as a dumping ground and increase their income. So first off, we're going to take a quick look at the options menu. You notice I have the music turned off. That's because the sound options are not the greatest. And this is something you'll notice. This threw me for a loop right away. No, this isn't something screwing up on your monitor or your video, or it's nothing screwing up on mine either. The game is actually doing this intentionally as some sort of stylistic effect, which definitely makes it a bit dated and aged, because I thought there was something going on with my computer at first. Alright, so into the options. We have gameplay, pop-up help, scroll rate, game speed, game move with slowest unit, or group move as fast as possible. So usually it's a good idea to move with slowest unit because it keeps everyone tied together a little bit better. Visits last message, right-click interface, system voice, female or male. Show tip at the end of the day. Show tip of the day at startup. Wow, mouth, words, speak them. Yes, okay. And we have graphics. We have resolution. What a wonderful resolution selection we have here. 800 by 600, 1024 by 768, or 1280 by 1024. So obviously this game has not been updated with modern monitor resolutions, which is a bit of a sin and is definitely going to count against them. We have shadows on or off, ambient animations on or off, blood on or off, gamma correction 1 through 5, floating text, particles, minimum, average, or maximum, decals, lighting effects, mouse clicks, and then sound. You have environment sound, footsteps, sound effects, off, low, medium, high, or full, music, off, low, medium, high, or full, combat sounds on or off, unit speech. EAX support is locked off, not applicable. So they didn't even bother reworking their menu here. They just decided, nah, NA, throw a lock on it. Soundtrack. You can select soundtracks, but there's naturally only one there. That's awesome. And then, of course, it even reads the amount of RAM I have incorrectly. It reads my computer as having 2,048 megabytes of RAM, even though it has 16 gig of DDR4. CPU speed Intel 3.5. I believe that is actually accurate. And the reason for this is because this game was released in 2004, and they have not updated the engine for modern operating systems, modern monitors, or modern anything. So as such, this game is basically as it was in 2004, which is very much a negative. So we also have campaign, skirmish, multiplayer. Let's see what the multiplayer options. Yeah, okay. Oh my god. TCP/IP over internet, LAN, or the Enlightened Game Lobby. Let's try going to the Enlightened Game Lobby. Error starting Enlightened Game Lobby. Error starting in the Enlightened Game Lobby. You know why? Because the Enlightened Game Lobby was only around in 2004. It doesn't fucking exist now. TCP/IP internet. Join game. Enter the public IP address. So you can do direct to a friend to play them on multiplayer, but being able to find online games with other opponents is not oh my god, IPX. They still have the IPX selection there even though it's locked off. That's awesome. Pure awesome. Okay. Now, normally I would check the frame rate stability, but neither Fraps nor NVIDIA even knew what to do with the game, so I have no basis except to state that it runs at an average of, near as I can tell, 18 to 24-ish frames per second, which is definitely subpar when you compare it to today's standards. Also, as with the frame rate stability, the overall graphics are evident enough for themselves, guys. There's inadequate screen resolution types, inadequate and antiquated menu selections, and very poor textures. But what about the gameplay? Now here we have a bit of a conundrum. You see, I love RTSs. They make it extremely hard for me to be objective, but I have to admit I felt myself getting sucked into this. Not for the story, which is bland and cookie cutter as you can possibly get. Not for the graphics and amazing gameplay, of which there is none. Game controls are dated and counterintuitive when compared to modern RTSs. Graphics show off the age of the title clearly, and there's no hiding that absolutely zero improvements were made to the game, its mechanics, or its interfaces at all. Now, the reason why I felt myself getting sucked in was because it was familiar. It was like curling up with a blanket on a rainy day and reading one of your old favorite novels with a glass of warm brandy and a nice wood fire to keep you company. So, what about the story, though? Well, like I said, it's about as cookie cutter as you can get. Nebulous, dark, evil whatchama-thing shows up to bash on some super good guys, nearly wiping them out. As an ally, you must destroy this menace in order to save the world, and that's really all there is to it. There's no meaningful characters or story to be had. It's simply a backdrop narrative to provide a reason and direction for what you're doing within the game. Now, in regards to stability, this is where the game had me mildly surprised. It's basically 12 years old and essentially repackaged with a more modern installer in order to be compatible with modern operating systems, and the thing runs great. I've had zero stutters or crashes. I haven't even noticed any graphical glitches. Overall, it's been 100% stable, and after nearly 6 hours of continuous playtime. Also, by its nature, games like these do have a certain amount of replayability, but only so much. With the complete lack of being able to play with others online that aren't your friends, coupled with the dated screen resolutions and graphics, the game will get old on you pretty quick. So, to answer the question, is it worth it? Well, the game's asking price after the initial release discount has gone away is $10 US. And I do have to say that it felt pretty good to play around with an old style RTS like this again. However, given the current price tags of other RTSs that have more interesting story, better graphics, and more modern game mechanics and controls, I would have to say to give this one a pass, guys, at least until there's a Steam sale or the price gets cut roughly in half. So once again, this has been Warlords Battlecry 3, re-released on Steam January 22nd, 2016 by Infinite Interactive for $10 or your regional equivalent. This has been that guy with a face made for radio, SidAlpha. Thanks for watching, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Hey folks, SidAlpha here. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you want to check out some other First Impressions videos, feel free to click on the link on the left. If you're interested in staying more up to date with what's happening in the PC gaming community, feel free to click on the link to your right. The subscribe button is down at the bottom. Please show your support and punch that evil thing as hard as you can. And once again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.